Hello friends, bienvenidos. My name is Jen, aka Jen Calotero on social media, your local witchy friend and intuitive guide through the occult. As always, my lovely husband and co-host is David, aka Premier Pulls on social media.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. We did take a little break last week to celebrate time with our family, but we are back, and this week we're going to be talking about Color Magick.
Welcome to the show, grab a chair, make yourself at home. Jen's got stories to share, you'll never feel alone.
First, big shout out, we are now in the 10th episode.
Let's go, double digits. That's so exciting.
It is. I can't believe that we have 10 episodes. This has been so much fun.
I know, yeah. I was going to say a dozen. Two off. It's not decade either. What'd you call 10? Just like a tenner?
I'm sure there's a fancy word for it, but my brain is not coming up with it right now.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about Color Magick. And now that's magic spelled Magick as opposed to magic Magic.
Yes. And just a little history about the magic ending with the CK. It was coined by Aleister Crowley, who is an occultist from the early 1900s that founded the pagan occult religion known as Thelema. So he wanted to create a term that differentiated stage magic, entertainment magic, like Chris Angel, Mind Freak, or oh my god, I'm blanking. Who's the famous guy in the straight jacket and the chains?
David Blaine?
Yes.
Yeah,
like that type of sleight of hand entertainment stage magic versus personal occult magic where you can manifest and bend energies and stuff like that.
And we do have a few episodes with the title Magic in them, correct? This isn't going to be our only one.
Yes. A lot of what we talk about is magic, whether you want to call it metaphysical, spiritual, occult, magic, it's all in the realm of magic.
You said he started a religion called Dilemma?
No, Thelema.
Oh, Thelema, okay.
Where did I put it?
It's probably Thelema then.
Thelema, yeah. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, okay. So today we're going to talk specifically about color magic, which I'm excited because you're going to delve into the metaphysical properties or the magic properties, as we just learned. But I'm also super aligned with this topic just because I know through a psychological lens, colors do have an impact on how maybe not necessarily we perceive the world or see the world, but how it alters or affects our mood, which I think is very interesting. Obviously, that's not across the board because there are people who suffer from color blindness or just blindness, and that's a little different. But there are some parallels with the effects of colors.
And I will say, there are some agreed upon definitions, but color is very subjective to your culture, your religious, spiritual upbringing, affiliation, generational associations. Color magic can give you that little extra boost within your practice for you to really buy into your manifestation and sort of work your energy a little more precisely. But it's not a deal breaker if you don't have the right colored candle or the right colored whatever you're trying to do. Intent is everything above all else, but it's still good to know the definitions of the colors, specifically looking at it through a Western lens, US type of lens. I think it's just fun and makes things a little more magical in your practice.
Yeah, and I mean, from a scientific basis, also, I wonder if this has any effect. But there's the visible light spectrum, and then on each end we have ultraviolet, and then we have microwaves, gamma rays. But certain colors have a shorter wavelength, certain colors have a longer wavelength. So I'm sure there is, something to it. It's not just arbitrary, this is red, this is purple. It has no meaning. I think there are effects.
Yeah, and actually, when I was more in my academia phase, I did publish in the Oxford Research Encyclopedia of Communication. It's called Using Maps to Display Geographic Risk, Personal Health Data, and Ownership. Basically,
that's a snappy title.
Yeah, I know. I was really happy with it. But yeah, we published, and part of what we published was color theory in emergency alert systems and how it can affect the perception of danger. So even in science, like there is room for color theory. There are whole wings of like social media strategists, epidemiologists. If you want to look at it through like a sciencey lens of like studying color, psychology too. A lot of like branding goes into that too.
What would be a really cool job is being one of those people who gets to name colors. I think that would be fun.
Oh my god, that would be fun. Like working for Crayola and just being like, this looks like blah blah blah. Yeah, that would be cute. But anyway, going into the colors. So these are just some like agreed upon meanings. You might have your own meanings for things. But I think it's kind of fun to sort of like use this as a base, and then you can build your own meaning and affiliation with colors from there. But starting off with purple, purple can stand for like psychic powers, wisdom, spiritual knowledge, respect, especially because purple is very like regal. The royals used to use purple a lot. And then there's blue, which is emotional healing, communication, creativity, focus, inspiration, and peace. Then there's green for money, physical healing, success. You could tell that this is very much from like a US lens because our money is green, but not everyone else's money is green. So that's why we equate it in the US here to like money magic and success magic. Physical healing, green, that's one of the reasons why I love green, and it's one of my favorite colors to work with, because its affiliations to like Archangel Raphael, who is the Archangel of healing. I've needed a lot of physical healing recently, so heavy on the green in our household. Then there's yellow, learning, creativity, self-love, joy. And then there's orange, which is energy, joy, intellect, and also luck. Then there's red, which is, I feel like, one of the most universal that we can like think of across the board of like passion, sex, determination, sometimes like anger and hexes. I do see some red incorporated in there. Like I see a lot of like return to sender candles that are red and black.
What's a return to sender candle?
A return to sender candle is basically like if someone hexes you, you want to like return the hex back to the original sender.
Okay.
Like you're not going to hex me, you're going to hex yourself.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's black, which is banishing, protection, and also hexing. This is why a lot of witches like to wear black, because it's just a good like protection color. And I love black crystals. I would say those are like my favorite type of crystals. I like a lot of crystals.
You're just saying that because you're going to get coal for Christmas. So you want to...
trying to justify it.
You want to soften the blow, I can tell.
I don't think coal is a crystal, but I'll take it. Yeah. Intent is everything. I'll make it something. But then there's white, which is also protection, purification, and peace. And it's a good substitute color for anything else. But honestly, anything else is a good substitute color for anything else. If you're like, I only have a pink candle, why not use it for some money magic, whatever. Intent is the most important. But if you could get the right color to the thing you're trying to do, that just makes it a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the intent that you put on things matters. And obviously, if you have something that's like tangible, even if it's like the placebo effect of like, today I'm going to wear like a yellow jacket, maybe you have like a test or something coming up, you want to open up like your learning or what have you. But with color, with the scientific things, I think the most famous example is like McDonald's, right? They use red and yellow. If I'm not mistaken, I think yellow stimulates your appetite and then makes you eat like faster. That's kind of what they've shown. And then red obviously like just stimulates kind of that like maybe more primal part of your brain where, you're thinking more of like, oh my gosh, I need this like now. So those are really good colors. They're also very visible and contrasting. So if you're like driving down the road and you see the golden arches, you're like, oh yeah, I know that's where I'm going to stop. So Also branding, right? Like there's certain colors that just bring that, like, you don't even have to think of what it is. It's just you recognize that color, you're like, oh, I know what that is. A funny one for me, and just kind of jumping around a little bit, is you and I love this flavor, and I know it's like a mixed feeling, but the cucumber lemon Gatorade.
Love it.
I can spot that shit from across the way, and like I'm like, ooh, that is mine, because it's a very unique color, right? It's like a light, like greenish color. So just within like branding, it's just incredible, all the time and money and research and R&D that goes into like determining the right colors for things. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure some colors actually cost a lot of money to develop or to brand. You got like Pepsi, right? You have, I know recently we've really been into F1. So like you see the red, you're like Ferrari, you see the green, it's like Mercedes. And yeah, it's really cool how color can be just adapted into your real world to make quick decisions.
Yeah, definitely. And then a lot of people also like to pair the colors with the chakras. I'm sure you've seen the rainbow chakra diagram, right?
Yeah.
So the chakras did not have colors until the 1970s. It did not come that way from India. In like original, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but in the original Indian sort of like history of chakras, they were just like the chakras. They didn't have colors until the 1970s when a spiritual writer named Christopher Hill in the West, I don't know if in the US or Canada, but like somewhere up here, put colors to them in his book Nuclear Evolution: Discovery of the Rainbow Body. But we've all come to accept it. And people are like, oh, this blue stone is going to activate your throat chakra because the throat chakra is blue and it's going to help you with communication. So like we've sort of integrated that and accepted it kind of like as fact, which just goes to show that like you can make your own definition and make it work for you.
Cool. What about some more like pragmatic uses in like the magic realm? So, what are some ways our listeners can incorporate color maybe into their daily life? I guess let me start off with like one prompt, and then we can go from there. So, with the holidays coming up, and Christmas is coming up, and or the winter holidays, whatever anybody celebrates out there. What are maybe give us like an outfit that somebody could wear to help maybe navigate or encourage positivity, or if you're meeting with family and it's not something you're looking forward to, what are some good colors to wear maybe to, that time of the year?
Yeah, so I'll start off by saying if you want to evoke like some joy, I feel like there are standard colors that we gravitate to. Like Christmas is a lot of green and red, but you could throw like accents of things. So I feel like yellow and orange would be good if you just want to make sure that like the vibes are right and people are like having a good time, versus let's say you want to choose your words very carefully, or it could go 50-50 and you're just like, I hope people don't start fights. If nobody brings up this topic, like things will be good. Then maybe throwing in like hints of blue for communication. But if you're just like, nobody talk to me, I'm just here for the food, then definitely black. I know if you show up like...
Oh my gosh, imagine showing up all black on like the Christmas day.
I was going to say maybe not showing up all black, but like you could incorporate like a black smoky eye, or like paint your nails black, or with accents of black. You could wear black shoes, black jewelry. Like there are little things that you can do. It doesn't have to be like super obvious for it to work. Like for example, I have 3 court dates for work coming up. I have to go to court 3 times in January. And I'm like, I don't want to show up with blue nails, but the type of cases that we're going to court for like need a lot of persuasion power. So what I want to do, I'm still debating. I was thinking of maybe doing like neutral nails and then just doing one blue accent nail. That way it doesn't look like totally unprofessional. Or maybe doing like a blue French tip, or like having a blue flower, like I need to incorporate blue somewhere in my hands. I just feel called to do that. So that's what I'm personally doing.
Okay. Yeah, so for the holidays, depending on kind of what you're going for, just incorporate little touches or just skip the holidays, right?
Yeah, if you're not having a good time, definitely don't torture yourself.
If you're gonna be knowing that the holidays are gonna be rough with the family, fuck the colors, just don't show up.
Or just grab a plate, stay for like 2 hours, and then head out, whatever you're...
Cool. I also know with New Year's coming up, this is, funny enough, our second conversation about underwear on this podcast. I know they say they have to wear different colors, right, to bring in different things. I think, what is it? Red is love. That one's pretty obvious. White is travel or adventure.
Yeah, I don't know. The definitions from Univision are like all over the place, or Telemundo, or wherever people get this. My friend Daisy and I were actually just talking about this. She said, because she knew the next episode was going to be Color Magick, she said, is that considered color magic, what people are doing? I'm like, absolutely. Because they're trying to manifest something into the new year. So yeah, some people are like, I wear 5 different pairs because I want to attract 5 different things. And it's like, yeah, more power to you. If that helps, wear 5 different underwear colors. That's totally fine.
I know, right?
There's a candle called a road opener candle that sometimes I like to buy when I'm just like, many things are going south and I just need something to work. Then it has like 7 different colors, and then you just light it and try to get a bunch of stuff to turn around. So
I looked it up really quick. Now, this isn't an official source. The website is literally called Sustainable Baddie. But it says yellow. It says if you're Latin, you probably traditionally wear yellow underwear on New Year's Eve. It said that wearing new yellow underwear brings luck, money, and happiness. I think we talked about that. Blue, let's see what blue does. Blue is health and wellness. White represents harmony and tranquility. So meaning if you wear white underwear, you're going to have like a stress-free year. Black is courage, power, and focus. Green represents life, freedom, and nature. So if you want to cut ties with like, a shitty year, like go with green. And then red obviously is love. And there's a pink one too. And pink also represents love, but it's also love for platonic relationships. So not necessarily romantic relationships, but if you want to like, get in touch with your friends that you haven't called in a while, then that would be a good one. There's a lot more, but yeah, those are some of the bigger ones.
Yeah, definitely. So there are so many different ways to incorporate color into your life. It's a lot of fun. I feel like some people like the goth, like black and white life, and that's cool. But I feel like I need a little more color. I've had success with different manifestations with like random colored candles, but when I light a candle that is a specific color, I just feel like it's going to be more effective, or I have like more confidence in myself to pull something off, even though I know that like the color of the candle isn't going to make or break anything. I just like having that added touch. So right now on my altar, I have a green candle, a yellow candle, and then a pink candle. So that's what I'm doing right now, especially with this full moon in Gemini that just passed. I feel like it's a good time to manifest. So that's what I'm manifesting. What is your favorite color, babe?
So yeah, that's kind of what I was going to talk about in the examples portion. But so my actual favorite color is blue. Like I've always said that's my favorite color, but for some reason I really, really gravitate towards green. I noticed I own a lot of green things, and that I know that's my mom's favorite color. So I'm curious if that's where it's from. But it's a very specific green. It's like an olive green. I think that's the color I chose for our garage. That's the color I have for like my Crocs. I have a bag that's green. I wear a lot of that color, and I find myself, if there's a product like where you have different color options, and that's an option, I usually pick those. I also really like rose gold. That's like my wedding band color. I think was that the color for our wedding? It was like rose gold and gold.
Yeah, those were our colors, rose gold and gold. How more stereotypically Leo can we be? But
I know. But, it was nice though. Like, I thought it was kind of subtle. Like, the rose gold, like, some things had more of a copper hue, so it didn't seem as, like, ostentatious. It seemed a little more, rustic. So I thought that was kind of nice. But yeah, I really like rose gold. Also like pearl. I don't know. That's maybe not a color, more of like a shade. But I really like things that are like that shiny pearl color. Those are some of my favorites. I don't know what that means for me, but I do enjoy those. And then the other thing I wanted to share with examples, I don't really have anything like color related that has affected me, but I did want to go over, I found this article of like 10 funny color names. So like, how they name paint, like I talked about earlier. So these are 10, and I'm going to name them, and I'm going to actually describe them, so that way our listeners can kind of be transported and visualize what they look like. The first one is arsenic, and it's kind of like a little bit of a darker, like Tiffany bluish greenish color. The next one I really like, it's called Careless Whispers, and that's just like a nude. The next one is Startling Orange, and that's just like that's like a Nickelodeon orange. So it's like, I think they named it that because it's like just kind of in your face. And these are all Benjamin Moore shades. So if you want to look them up, feel free. The next one, number 4, is Snugglepuss, which that's just fun to say. And that's just like a purple. It's kind of like Grimace, but a little lighter, more lavender.
Oh, God.
The next one is Spill the Wine. That one it's kind of like a brown burgundy, but more brownish. I don't really like it. The next one is Daytona Peach. I also like peach, by the way. Peach is a color I really like. I would say it's kind of like a peachy, glossy color, the Daytona Peach, which we've been to Daytona Beach. That was fun. The next one is Dead Salmon, and it's kind of like a brown. It's kind of like what I imagine a like salmon that's been liquefied looks like, actually. So very on point. Number 8 is Humorous Green, and that just looks like a lime green, like a really neon-y green. Number 9 is Simmer Down, and it's just kind of like a light gray. Actually, kind of a nice color. I think that would look good on a wall. And number 10 is Disco Nap, and that just looks like a baby yellow. So, yeah, thought those were kind of fun colors.
Oh, wow. Those are interesting.
Yeah. They have other ones, but I think those were like the top 10, but they're really cool ones. They have one called Nacho Cheese that looks like nacho cheese.
There are also like combination colors that are, combinations of like these colors together. So it reminds me of, again, with my friend Daisy this weekend, we were doing paint by numbers, and some of the numbers required us to like mix certain proportions of these like primary colors to get like specific shades. Going back to like how you like the olive green, it really makes me think of like green, which is like very healing, and then black, because to get that like darker hue, you're gonna need like some black, not a lot of black, but like some black, which is grounding. So maybe it's like a really calming color for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never thought about it. There's like I said, there's something that gravitates me towards that color a lot. I also think it's a very contemporary color, that and like rose gold, right? I think it just so happens that that's kind of what's in, I guess. Because maybe if I was like born in the 80s, I'd be all about like that neon, look. I think every generation has their like color palettes. I feel like we're like a little more, not muted, but more pastel-y. I would say like Kim Kardashian, but she just kind of likes white. I don't know if you've ever seen her post, but her shit is very like sterile, which I like, but you're like, no, that's not lace.
I would feel like I'm in the cuckoo house. I'd be like, where am I? It's padded walls.
But she does have some like interesting accents that I think I gravitate towards, and I really like the pastel finish on my things. But again, that just might be more of a contemporary thing.
Yeah, again, colors and color associations is very generational. There's a lot of like your background that can influence how you see colors. A lot of Gen Zs like make fun of millennials and they call like the millennial gray. We gravitate towards like gray and beige and white versus like Gen Z, they like a little more color.
So that is a thing then, right?
That is a thing,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. I never really thought it was like anything personal. I thought it was just me being of my time. And again, fads come and go. So I'm sure when I'm older, like I'm gonna look back and be like, ooh, like those colors are cringe.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just really fun overall to use color however you want to use it. So we actually have a question from Mirna, MY_R.
Well, before we go into the questions though, tell us about your examples. We talked about mine, but you didn't talk about your examples with color.
Oh yeah, my apologies. So yeah, I like to look at my jewelry and just like what am I trying to evoke today? If I do my makeup, I feel like since COVID hit, I haven't really done my makeup anymore. I just got out of routine.
Well, you still do it.
Yeah, but not as much as I used to. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back into it. But COVID really did a number for I feel like a lot of us. But anyway, yeah, I think about like my eyeshadow because I feel like with your lips, I mean, I guess technically you could wear whatever color lipstick.
Say how you showed up with what colors you had on her first date?
Okay, so I do like very alternative sort of makeup. I was more into it when I was younger. But we went out on our first date 8 years ago when I was 20. And that's when I was kind of going through like more alternative makeup looks. I think I showed up with like a bright, like royal purple lipstick and like a very gold sparkly top, which I still love, like sparkles and sequins and stuff. And I almost hit him with my car. So there's also that. So I definitely made a first impression.
So I don't remember the top, but I do remember the lipstick. And now that it's been 8 years, we can share. But I don't know if it was like the shade or you just put it on quickly or what happened. But it looks like your lips were purple, like you were like losing air.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the shade is I'm Royalty by Jeffree Star Liquid Lipsticks. So if you want to look up what that looks like, I loved it. I loved having alternative colors. I remember I wore gray lips when I took the GRE. I remember my favorite look was like a lavender lip that I used to do. Yeah. I actually kind of want to bring that back a little bit when the setting is appropriate, because before I used to just do it whenever. But
So when is the setting appropriate for purple lips?
I don't know, like going to the grocery store or going to the movies, like basically not a meeting or a first date.
Well, hopefully no more first dates, right?
Yeah, obviously, right? But I don't know, just first impressions in general. I was gonna say seeing your grandma, but I'm like, no, your grandma would probably be like, that's cool.
Yeah. So have there been any times where you mindfully like wore a certain color or had color accents where you wanted a certain outcome or mood and you did see it manifest? Apart from maybe your candles?
Yeah, I feel like I coordinate a lot of jewelry to outcomes that I want, and then they just happen. I can't even tell you of like one instance because I just subconsciously do it, but like I've worn blue bracelets to a lot of like job interviews and it's helped. I've worn black in situations that I feel uneasy in and I've come out safe. Like I just use it so much in my day-to-day without thinking that at this point it's like almost mundane to me because it's just so second nature. But it's great. I'm trying to think. I was gonna have lunch with my executive director and I wore blue. It got canceled, but we're gonna go back, so I'm gonna wear blue again. If I have an event, I did have an astrology event.
Oh yeah, what'd you wear to that?
Yeah, I wore more like neutral tones because I didn't want to take away from like the environment, but I did have green jewelry on because I wanted my event to be successful, and I ended up selling out. I was booked solid for the 5 hours from 1 to 6. I had back-to-back meetings, astrology consultations. By the end, I was like, is there a bathroom and a cheeseburger somewhere? Like, oh my goodness.
So you over manifested it.
I did, but it was great. It was exactly what I wanted. It was a great first event, and I hope to have many more. But yeah, honestly, I do it really subconsciously. And like I said, my next thing is my lunch with our executive director. I need to wear blue, and then I'm going back to court, and that's more blue. So blue is a color I've really been using a lot lately. Cool.
Nice. And so maybe give us a look that you would do for well, you have a job, so I don't say job interview, and you talked about your interview, but let's say you're gonna meet like a celebrity. What would you wear?
Let's say I'm trying to be besties with that celebrity. I'm really trying to evoke like, let's not just hang out this one time. Let's hang out again.
Let's keep the good times going.
Let's keep the good vibes going. I think I would try to play off of their interests, but I would definitely stick to more like yellows, pinks, maybe like more pastel colors, because they're very like calming, but they're also very like joyful. I think I would try to stick to like pinks and yellows. I wouldn't look like the Easter bunny, not like that, but I would try to wear something flattering and then try to have accents of it. Like, I think it would be safe to maybe wear like I don't know, like a black shirt, because you also don't want to meet like a celebrity and have them like be an asshole and totally tarnish all your dreams, or be like, oh, I've heard your podcast, here's a cease and desist. Like, I don't know.
Well, you have heard like never meet your heroes, right?
Yes, exactly. So I think just me personally, I like to wear a layer of black just because that's like my safe space. So I think I would do like a black t-shirt, and then I would probably do jeans because I want to be comfortable, and I feel like dark blue jeans just look good with everything. And then black shoes, just because I like black shoes, and again, more protection. But then I feel like I would do like a fun like cardigan or coat or something, and I would try to maybe have that be either like a pink or a yellow, and I would definitely have my makeup be more like on the cheery side versus like, you know, smoky eyeshadow, just to incorporate it that way.
And we didn't go over yours, but I know what your favorite color is, but tell the listeners what your favorite color is.
So my favorite color is lavender. And if I were to analyze it, I feel like I am trying to build my self-confidence. And I feel like purple just makes me very like comfortable. So there's like that, like trying to build self-esteem with purple. And then white is also, again, very like healing. So to get lavender, you have to do like some purple and a white. Yeah. So I feel like that's probably why I gravitate to it if I were to analyze myself this way.
Mm-hmm. And it does make it easier to shop for you, because if there's anything in lavender, I'm like, ooh, that's perfect. That's the one I'm going to get you.
But again, I also like green just because whether it's money or health, I don't care. Give it to me. And I work a lot, like I said, with Archangel Raphael. Again, green. So
remind us, what does he do again?
Healing. Just because I've been like on a health journey, especially since starting like my Saturn return. So this can go on a whole nother tangent. We'll do another episode about Saturn returns. Yeah. But long story short, my Saturn return has really been focusing on my health. So I've been gravitating towards green a lot this year.
Now, as we speak, we do have, and I walked into it yesterday, it looks super creepy, but we have 3 candles burning in our bathroom. What colors are they, and what are they for?
Yeah, so there's a green, a yellow, and a pink. So the green is for money this time because I'm like, it's the holidays. The holidays are expensive. Let's just keep things afloat. So there's green. And then there's yellow, just because I'm trying to keep the good vibes going. I'm trying to evoke a lot more like harmony and good times with friends during the holidays. We have quite a few events. We have
That's an understatement.
yeah, honestly. We have a lot of events coming up. So I just want all of our events and get-togethers to be successful. So I'm burning the yellow. And then the pink, that one is more for like feminine energy. I'm just trying to sort of evoke like some feminine healing, some generational healing, specifically with like the maternal lineage in my family. So I'm doing the pink there. I'm just playing to the stereotype of the feminine. So
Nice.
that's why I have that pink going.
Cool. And just hoping our house doesn't burn down. It does look like it's safe, but I will say I walked in the other day and I was like, holy shit, there is a fire in our bathroom.
Yes, no, definitely. I make sure it's safe. I make sure there's nothing flammable around. I check in on my candles every once in a while. Homemade candles, if you don't know the person, if the wick is like off center and it's too close to the glass, it's gonna like shatter and explode. I know that there are like the 7-day candles, and some people keep those things on for like 7 days, 24/7. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel like my spell is not less effective just because I turn it off when I go to sleep. Like, I don't leave them on when I leave the house. Like, definitely burn responsibly.
Yeah. All right, now let's go into our listener questions. I'm really excited. We did get a couple. Not that many, but we did get a couple. Also, as a reminder, we did introduce our new posts that we're doing. So you can tell us what you thought about the episode or give us any examples that you might have where like color affected your life. So we're still going to have the post about next week with that episode topic, but then we're also going to have a recap episode. So thank you for those who submitted questions for this episode. The first one is for my_Myrna? Myrna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Myrna, just broken up. MY_RNA_. So she asks, is there a difference in the overall effect depending on the method you use? For example, wearing the color or surrounding yourself with flowers or items that have that color versus burning a charged candle with that color.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, I would say there's no difference as long as like the work beforehand, the intention, the buy-in is at the same level. If you feel like burning a candle is going to help your spiritual practice more than just like painting your nails a certain color, if you feel like for you a candle is just going to work better, then do whatever is going to work better for you. But there's not an inherent like better or worse way
I would also say it's like scenario based, right? Like let's say you're trying to manifest wealth, like you could do like green, but let's say you're going on a first date. Maybe you want to burn a candle, but you definitely want to wear those reds, those yellows. Like, it also just depends on, like, what your intention is, right?
Yeah, but it's not like, you know, this method of color magic is inherently better than this method of color magic, like across the board for any situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it more depends on you.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we talked about, Daisy asked what if you wear a certain color underwear? We already covered that. Yeah. Let us know what your plans are for New Year's Eve coming up. What are you trying to manifest in your underwear?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. I've also heard of like, I'm going a little off topic, but if you want to manifest like travel, like have your suitcase and walk out the door with it and then walk back in. I've heard that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the grape thing, right? You chug 12 grapes to make your
12 wishes.
12 wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think those were all the questions. Did we get any comments on our last episode? What was our last episode? It was
Days of the Week.
Days of the Week. Did we get any comments on that?
Oh my goodness. It's been like 2 weeks, so I don't remember. I will check right now.
Okay.
But Anyway, while I do that, or actually I pulled it up. No, we didn't, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, some resonate more than others, and that's totally fine. Yeah. But next week's episode, we're going to talk about aliens, and I'm very excited for this one.
Aliens is gonna be a good one. I'm hoping we get a lot of questions. I feel like we will get a lot of questions. It's a very contentious topic, so I don't want to go too much into it. We'll go there. But actually, fun little segue. Why do you think aliens are correlated with green? Every time you think of an alien, you think of a green dude.
Oh my god, I have no idea. I think that's just because it's so striking. Maybe, I don't really know. Hollywood made that choice for some reason. Nice. Maybe they were like, these alien movies are going to make us a lot of cash.
Yeah, for sure.
But if anyone has any alien encounters they want to share, we're more than happy to read your story. Let me know if you want to be anonymous or not.
Yes. So this week with the questions, we do also want to hear your story. So if you don't have a question but have a story, please put it in there and then let us know, because we'd love to read those out loud. So also, if you maybe want a color consultation with Genesis, she does birth charts, tarot. But I think she would also be more than happy or available to help you with maybe some color magic of your own. If there's anything going on in your life where you think this color stuff sounds interesting, I want to hear a little bit more, or maybe get something tailored to you. Let us know. And what are your socials for people to reach you at?
Yeah, so my 4 main offerings are tarot, astrology, general occultism, and any sort of metaphysical practice consultations, and then also office hours, if you will. If you're trying to start your own journey but need a little help understanding certain concepts, I'm also there for you. Especially astrology, it has a lot of math in it. But my socials, my Instagram is Jen Calo Tarot. I'm really only on Instagram in terms of this type of content. I don't post on TikTok. There's just a lot of scammers. They don't have good content protection. I do watch TikToks though, so if you have a funny TikTok, please send it to me. And then if you would rather connect by email, my email is tarotwithgenesis@gmail.com.
And what's your Insta?
Jen Calo Tarot. Sorry, I think I went on a tangent, but yes.
Okay, so it's Jen Calo Tarot.
GenKahloTarot.
Perfect. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. It is good to be back, and we look forward to the discussion in our posts.
All right. Blessed be, and signing off.